Hello, how's everyone doing? It is your fallen angel back with another video. Today, we are going over wet dream and voluntary copulation, a vital difference within our Brahmacharya playlist. So, there is a vital difference between a wet dream and a voluntary copulation. Both are different. When a wet dream happens, this is something that you'll experience in the astral plane, and it will just come out in the physical plane. While a voluntary copulation is definitely your impression going on and your body giving its full all because it wants to have a child. That's what it is. This is this nerve tingling you will feel. So let's get into the full difference explained now. A sexual act shatters the nervous system. The whole nervous system is shaken or agitated during the act. There is excessive loss of energy. More energy is lost or wasted during coitus or coition, the plural form of coitus. Now, when we have to understand what happens is more energy, a vital amount of energy is lost during the actual copulation than in a wet dream. Because during the actual copulation, your body is necessarily giving its all because it's programmed to want to reproduce. It's not about this enjoyment feeling that you're going to have. It's about the nerve tingling that shall come because your body wants to reproduce. Now, what we must also recognize is when you have a wet dream is just your body, a fragment of memories, and more than likely, it's just prosthetic juice. And we'll explain this even further. But it is not so when emission occurs during the dreaming state. In a wet dream, it may be the outflow of the prosthetic juice only. Even if there is a loss of the vital fluid, there is not much draining. So let's explain this real quick. So semen is not just a liquid. Maybe for many people, they think that semen is only located in the scrotum. Which, yes, semen is located in the scrotum. But during ejaculation, what happens is the semen mixes in with prosthetic juice within the prostate. This is what comes out during ejaculation, a mixture of seminal fluid mixed in with prosthetic juice. This is what makes for extremely longer liquids to come out, for more to come out, for it to come out very fast, because it is like it needs to reach the egg. So for it to reach the egg, it has to mix it with prosthetic juice because the seminal fluid will be very, very small and it wouldn't be able to come out the way it does. But with the mixture of the prosthetic juice, it allows it to come out much more abruptly, right? This is what comes out during ejaculation. But you will lose more if it was just copulation. But during a wet dream, for people that are on semen retention or they're practicing Brahmacharya, don't think that you lost progress because of a wet dream, because more than likely it is prosthetic juice only and just a minimal, very minimal amount of semen. The actual essence does not come out during wet dreams. It is only the watery prosthetic juice with a little semen that is discharged during nocturnal pollutions. Now, this is a little diagram that's explaining this to you guys. So the sperm is created in the testes, and then a normal process of ejaculation comes out with sperm and prosthetic juice. So for the people that are concerned that they had a wet dream, will this reset their day goal, or will this reset their Brahmacharya attainment? Number one thing, never put a day goal as a premise. This is only going to hinder your progress. Never put I'm trying to reach a certain amount of days. You should reach the point where you're not looking at days. You're just doing this because you know how to discriminate between your animalistic dirges. What differentiates man from animal is our use of neocortex, the upper part of the triune brain. Now, your body's need for reproduction is its lowest part of the brain. This is known as the reptilian brain. This part wants to reproduce and just survive. Us as humans have this ability of the neocortex to differentiate between animalistic desires and know what's right from wrong. Therefore, our rational brain should allow us to understand that we are looking to find liberation and not just be a worldly person. You should be of the world, but not a worldly person. You can live in this world, but do not dilute yourself with the worldly processes. Now, When nocturnal emission takes place, the mind, which was working in the inner astral body, suddenly enters the physical body vehemently in an agitated condition. That is the reason why emission takes place suddenly. So we explain, guys, when you're dreaming, your body enters the astral plane. Sleep is the cousin of death. So what happens is you're not in the physical body. When you wake up from this dream and this happens so suddenly, it's because your astral body has now re-entered your physical plane because of such sensations, whether this be an astral demon attaching itself to you, whether this be a succubus in your dreams, whether this be just some kind of reason you had a wet dream, whatever it may be. It could be a plethora of reasons as to why it happened, but more than likely than not, it is not going to hinder your progress in Brahmacharya or semen retention. It's just, more than likely, just prosthetic juice mixed in with a very, very minute amount of semen. The night discharge may not stimulate the sexual desire, but a voluntary copulation, in the case of a sincere aspirant, is highly detrimental to his spiritual progress. So, the discharge that you see when you have a wet dream, it's not necessarily going to cure the sexual desire. It's not going to fulfill it because your body naturally wants to reproduce. So what happens is only during a voluntary copulation, when you choose to physically get this seminal fluid out, is detrimental to your progress, whether this be a spiritual progress, Brahmacharya who's an aspirant, or semen retention in general. This is vitally detrimental to your progress, spiritually and physically. Remember, you're draining yourself of your most powerful nutrients, B12, keratin, all these very vital nutrients within your body that's using your sexual energy is what gives you your glow, your natural skin color, your color in your hair, your natural aura. It's this natural thing that's putting all this within your body. The samskara created by the act will be very deep, and it will intensify or strengthen the force of the previous samskaras that are already embedded in the subconscious mind and will stimulate the sexual desire. So as a man, the man is a visual person. They see visual and they imagine things through the visual sense, right? This is why they say man is visual. Women are more hearers. They like what they hear. Men like what they see. Therefore, they appeal to the sexes. Men lie and women wear makeup. That's what the case is, right? Therefore, what we have to understand is this physical impression now is embedded in our subconscious. See, the samskara created by the act will be very deep. Therefore, what you experience when you experience in the physical plane, it will be embedded in your subconscious. And it will intensify or strengthen the force of the previous samskaras that are already embedded in the subconscious mind and will stimulate the sexual desire. So, you're already thinking of sex as a man. Now, when you actually do it, this is going to embed it in your subconscious even more for you to want to do it more and more because your body wants to naturally release and naturally want to reproduce. It will be like pouring ghee or butter in the fire that is slowly getting extinguished. Now, if you put ghee or butter, a high fat content within a fire, it will either cause an explosion or cause for the fire to even grow even further. The task of obliterating this new samskara will be an uphill work. You should give up completely on copulation. Now, this doesn't mean you have to completely give up on it, but the mindset should be you should only think of copulation when it is time for reproduction, when it's time with your wife to make a child. You should not use this as a way to fuel your desires to think, when is the next time I can do this? When's the next time? Because when you're thinking the next time, this is when you become a slave to your urges. When you're on this physical plane, your main goal is moksha. You want to become released of the physical plane and receive liberation. Do not allow your physical desires to overpower you. Use your rational mind, your discrimination, and your neocortex to understand that you must overpower your senses. Oftentimes, your senses will try to overpower you and give you reasons as to why you should give in to your senses. This mind will try to delude you in a variety of ways by giving wrong counsel. Be on the alert. Do not hear its voice, but try to hear the voice of conscience, or the voice of the soul, or the voice of discrimination. All three of these voices, the conscious, the voice of the soul, the discrimination, these should all be you being able to differentiate your animalistic desires versus what is right or wrong, right? You choose how you want to control yourself. You choose how you want to control your body. Many bodybuilders, they love sweets, but guess what? They say looking good is better than looking good is better than what something tastes. Therefore, they don't eat certain foods. They don't eat certain sweets because they like the way a physical aesthetic looks. This should be the same process when it comes to semen retention or Brahmacharya. You should like the feeling of feeling this semen within your body, helping you grow, helping you learn, creating more brain power when the semen reaches the top of your brain and the Ojja Shaktis overflow. This is what you should aspire to, not your physical body telling you it wants to release and wants to reproduce. You should be in control of yourself. You are the mind over matter, the master of your own body. With that being said, guys, this has been another video on our Brahmacharya playlist, Wet Dreams and Voluntary Copulation, A Vital Difference. Feel free to like and subscribe, leave a comment down below. Check us out on Patreon, Rumble, Twitter, Instagram, things of that nature. This has been your fallen angel, and I am out.